What's up, guys? It is John from Side Hustle Experiment. Today's video, I'm going to go over what I learned doing $55,000 in sales in the month of September. I know it's a little late, but the beginning of October was extremely busy, so I'm just going to kind of break that down. What I learned, what my plans are moving forward to the business, what I'm learning about online arbitrage, and kind of how I'm going to change my business a little bit. So as always, please like the video, please subscribe, let me know anything you want me to make videos on in the future in the comments or any comments, and let's just get into it. So I did the most sales I've ever done in a given month, $55,000 on the OA account. About 15% of that was profit. All right, so it's not like I get to keep all 55,000. 15% seems to be about probably the highest I've done so far. It's been typically, historically, around 10, 12-ish%. Just really depends on the month. And obviously, there's been a lot of learning along the way where I just wasn't buying the right products. So hopefully from here on out, it's good. That's going to be the new kind of standard number. One of the things that's bringing that number down a lot are returns. So I've been doing a lot of apparel. I think I looked in one of the softwares that I use, and about, I think 75% of everything I have in my store is apparel. So I had close to $4,000 in returns. A lot of that stuff will return into my inventory to be sold again, but there still is a cost to have that inventory processed back into the inventory. There's a lot of lead time, so if someone returns an item, they get refunded right away, but that does not mean that they ship the item back to Amazon. So there are just some things that have returns open, and you're just waiting for the product, and then Amazon could expect the product, and if they're like, yeah, we can't sell this as new, then they'll most likely send it back to you. Hopefully they'll give you a credit because the customer did destroy it or didn't, it's no longer new, and you're kind of covered when it comes to stuff like that. So that was kind of the roughest part of the month. A lot of times when I look in inventory labs, I try to go in there every morning and kind of look at the profit loss for the month, just try to catch some stuff. Yeah, the month was looking really good. I think at one point it was up to close to 20-ish%, maybe a little over that, and then the return just kind of wiped that all away. I think it brought it down to 12, and then I finished around 15%. So definitely happy with that, at being like the best profit month so far. Just trying to keep it real here. So one of the big changes that I am making this month is last month I had a really, really tough time finding items to buy. A couple of reasons for this is there weren't a lot of big sales going on. The month before, there was a ton of back to school sales going on, a lot of certain categories that were really good to source. Apparel is definitely one of them, but wasn't a ton, and I didn't buy a single piece of apparel last month. I was able to spend about 20 grand, which I want to really spend at least 30, closer to 40. So not good, but I'm also learning a lot of new categories. So that's just kind of part of the business where, things are going really good, and then you're like, ooh, these are a lot of refunds. I don't know if I kind of want to deal with this moving forward. I just feel like I work really hard, and so do the VAs, to find profitable products, and then to kind of just have these products that get returned, and it just really eats into margin. If you're making like $20, $30 on an item, it's really not a big deal. But if you're making anywhere from like 5 to 10 on a piece of apparel, 5 is almost kind of pushing it, in my opinion, because that stuff is going to get returned. So that could wipe out a lot of margin pretty quickly. Am I going to just stop apparel altogether? I don't know. Still up in the air, but right now I think there are better. Apparel is a great opportunity, but I also think there's a lot of other opportunity in a lot of other categories that maybe aren't necessarily being sourced, should I say. Everyone and their brother wants to source apparel at Nike. So that's another reason why I kind of want to get out of it a little bit. So that was kind of a big thing for me. Second thing for me, I did experiment a little bit with small and light and really had mixed results. It went really well at first, but then I'm not really sure if people caught on to the listing. It's kind of hard to tell, or maybe the listing just doesn't sell as much as Keep It is saying. It just kind of went down a little bit. Small and light, for those of you who don't know, it's a program that Amazon offers, and as long as the item is under a pound and costs less than $10, you get a special discount, and it makes a lot of products pretty profitable, actually. So that was an interesting experiment. Went pretty good. I went a little too deep. It was going really well, and I kind of replenished heavy, and then a customer complained that this particular item was expired, and according to the manufacturer's website, it doesn't expire. So Amazon took the listing down, or kicked me off the listing rather, until I got it worked out. So that didn't really help matters. So whatever, I still have the product. I'll sell it through that, but I probably won't be doing that again. Another product that I was experimenting with, kind of lower margin but really high volume. So I was paying, I don't know, anywhere from like $9 to $10 for this thing, and I was making anywhere from $2 to $3 on it every time it sold. Very low returns. I think I was able to sell about 190 in 60 days. So really high moving volume. I think in the 30-day period, it's around 60 right now. Definitely a lot of people came on the listing and they're just being clownish and really taking the price down. And I have about a good bit of units, let's just say over 100 units. So I will probably be lowering the price on that, just getting rid of it. But I really like the product, to be honest. I like the fact that it's not going to be returned. I'm making $2 to $3 on every item that is sold. So, I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're selling 100, 200 a month, I mean, that really adds up. And you find, I don't know, a couple of those, you'll be in really good shape. So that was kind of a win-loss. Definitely really ordered deep on a couple of things to really test the waters, and I would say 75% of the stuff, it worked out. The other 25%, I mean, I'm not gonna lose money on it, but maybe I just went a little too deep. I don't really know where I went wrong on that. I probably would have done the same exact thing I did now. I probably should have paid a little bit more attention to the seller count. So on this one item, the seller count kept going up, but only by like 2 or 3. But it also really depends on when someone comes on the listing, how much stock they have. So if like 5 people come on the listing with, I don't know, 5 of that item, they're gonna sell out pretty quickly. But if 5 people come on with 50 to 100, that's a much different story. And that's kind of what's happening with this product, but that's fine. I made a ton of money on it, and I'm just probably going to, I don't know if I'll go down to break even, but I'll probably just lower the ROI to 10% or break even, just get rid of it and watch the listing moving forward. So that was good. What else happened this month? getting ready for Q4. Q4, I am just going to be keeping basically what I'm buying right now. Just keep going how I'm going, but buying more of it, because the volume's definitely going to be there. I say this now, but I don't think I'm going to. I am not going to be chasing toy bolos. It's not something I like doing. And a lot of the times, at least last year, I would say a lot of it didn't pan out. When I mean not pan out, maybe I broke even, lost a couple bucks here and there, but I just really want to be selling stuff that's already selling good, be more volume there. I'll definitely be selling Legos. I just love the Lego category in general. I kind of wish Legos, it was like Q4 all year round, just because I just like sourcing Lego in general. It's a really strong brand. It's kind of limited in supply, if you buy from lego.com, because they'll really limit how much one person can buy. But a lot of the times, yeah, and it also holds its price really well, typically, because a lot of people collect it. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing that. I'm looking at a lot of the ASINs that I sold last year to see if those are still profitable, and kind of just looking at sales, trying to get in and out quickly. The annoying part of it is a lot of that stuff isn't going to go to my prep center, just because the turnaround time has to be much quicker now. I want to get stuff there much quicker, and I know the warehouse I typically send to here is definitely much quicker, so I'm going to take advantage of that, and kind of just whatever, eat the sales tax. So yeah, that's kind of that, and yeah, just really looking forward to a good Q4. Definitely one of the best times to sell on Amazon. There is so many things that, oh man, just that I learned last year. Definitely going to be buying a lot heavier. And yeah, just keep going what I'm going with. I'm not going to be chasing the bolos, like I said. But overall, September was a pretty good month. The shitty part about September was I just dealt with a lot of Amazon account health issues. Just customers being clowns, saying stuff's inauthentic. One issue I probably spent a good 2 days on, just kind of working out the details. It was just brutal, but got through that, learned a lot about that, and basically it should be a lot easier moving forward, because I saved a lot of the stuff that I wrote into them that got approved, so that should be good moving forward. But yeah, that was pretty much September. A great month profit wise. Hoping, should be interesting to see what happens. Only spent $20K last month on inventory, so I don't know what that will look like. But check-in times at a lot of the warehouses that my prep center is sent to have been a little slow lately, so there is definitely a lot of inventory out there to be sold. So we'll see what happens. Gonna source real heavy these next couple weeks, or from here on out, really. So I definitely expect to at least spend probably close to $50,000 this month, and just kind of continue that into Q4 and just keep growing that. And yeah, let me know in the comments, how was your September? Yeah, and like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.